Hey tubers, Eve here. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can make the most of your tiny space. If you're like me, I live in a converted horse trailer and it's a very tiny space. I've had to do a lot of things in order to most efficiently utilize the very limited space that I have. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of my tips to make your tiny space feel and appear larger. Even if that isn't your goal, it's nice to be in a tiny space that feels beautiful, airy, light, and spacious. Now, my horse trailer, the furnishings are a little on the dark side, but I've done a lot of things to help draw in more light. I like it and it makes me happy. So you're going to have to consider what your personal tastes are, what you like. Don't go by what I say. Just take these little tips and run with them. Of course, there's lots of research you can do on the internet as well to help you, but these are mine. So what you need to do is make more of less, right? And one of those ways of doing it, that is furniture. Your furniture, all of your furniture should do double duty. And when you're in a tiny space, while you maybe wouldn't think an armoire would be, and I'm not sure if I'm saying that word right, armoire. If anybody knows how to say that correctly, please share that with me. But it's a big armoire. They usually have double doors on the outside, and they have a lot of like shelving on the inside, some drawers, sometimes top shelves, bottom shelves. It depends. But they're awesome because some people can use them to organize an entire office out of them. Put their laptop computer, have all of their file folders, hanging folders, contact information like Rolodex, telephone, printer, you name it. Those things are awesome. Now, do I have room for something like that? No. My little kitchen table is where I do everything. It's where I put on my makeup. It's where I do my videos. I'm doing it right here, sitting in my little wooden chair at my little wooden table. Very comfortable. It's what works for me. Don't have an armoire. My space is too tiny for that. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. But you can use furniture. Anything that you purchase, try to get stuff that does double duty. Fold down tables that fold up. Murphy beds. Futons. A futon's a couch by a day and it's a bed by night, I think you're following my drift. So double duty everything. And then here's another big tip. Everything as far as decor wise, make things go up. Make the eye go up. Like if you have pretty high ceilings, make sure that you utilize that upper space. Clutter is where everything will be on the horizontal, like that. You put everything down here at eye level and below eye level, along the floor. It's gonna look terrible. It's gonna look, you don't want to know the word I want to use. It's gonna look bad. So don't do that. Hang pictures, put interesting things up high on the walls, intermittently, here and around, and hang a lot. Planters, mirrors. Oh yes, mirrors. That's a great tip. But yes, take your decor, move the eye, make the visual interest move up, and you will increase a lot more space. And things look good that way. Oh boy. Oh yes, This is a great one. I've got a cheat sheet. Try to use things that are clear, like acrylic or see-through. Mirrors helps that way too, for opening up space, or keep the colors more monotone or one shade. Like if you use white, you're going to make things disappear by using a lot of white. Like if you have a white chair and it's against a black wall, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. You may not want that. You may not want that. I wouldn't want that. But what I would want is if there's a black cord running along a white wall, well, I might want to switch to a white cord and make that white cord disappear and blend in, and just make that eye just not go to, that's what you want to do. You want to move the eye to the things that visually appeal, and then move the eye away from, or make it so that you just don't see it. It's just it's an illusion, if you will. It's all smoke and mirrors, just like makeup for women. It's all smoke and mirrors, folks. You just draw the eye to what you want people to see, and then divert from what you don't. So make things disappear using decor. And also you can add little ledges, like if you have a small tiny space in the bathroom, you have a sink, put a tiny little ledge there. Same in the kitchen. Put little ledges if you have the space for it and you can make it look good. You know, put little ledges, bookcases, knick-knack ledges, what have you. But I don't like knickknacks per se in a tiny space. Yes, you want knickknacks to make things look nice, but it's better to have knickknacks that do double duty as well. If it doesn't serve a purpose in that space, especially a tiny space, chances are you don't really need it. You don't really need it because your space is limited. So yes, make things look pretty, but if you're going to use a toothbrush holder, find a cute one. Find something that speaks volumes about who you are as a person, and as a designer, as an artist, as a nomad, as a tiny house dweller, as a mother, get what I'm saying? Just let it reflect you. Let everything reflect you. You know, there's an old saying, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. People, you can surround yourself with anything you want to, but you cannot tell me that something pretty isn't going to please you more than just something that's just 100% function. Sometimes I choose form over function. I always like the functional part of anything that I surround myself with, but there is a lot to be said about form. Beauty, aesthetics, they matter. They matter. It will make you happy. And if that doesn't make you happy, that's okay too. Just have it reflect you, whatever it is. Again, light colors. Light colors are much better for creating light, air, and space than darker colors. Although now I'm noticing people using wonderful blends. They'll use a lot of neutral tones now. A lot of white, pops of black. You know, white walls, white ceilings, but really dark linoleum or wood on the floors, and little bits of black in the furniture. Just whatever you do, pull everything together, even if you have to use pillows or paintings or centerpieces and, you know, things of that nature. One of these days when I get my converted horse trailer a little bit more the way I think it's presentable, I'll give you guys a tour and show you some of the things I've done. And I don't know though, I'm contemplating making it, repainting everything and making it pretty much white so that I can go more shabby chic, where right now it's a lot more rustic but I like it this way for now. And I do live on a farm, and I do work, or help rather. I don't have an actual job on this farm. I help on this farm. It's a family farm, and they're a wonderful family, and I love helping. That's what families do. So I get dirty, And unfortunately, in tiny spaces, and this is something nobody wants to talk about, tiny spaces get dirty. If I don't sweep this floor every single day, and I mean every single day, then I carry it into the bed with me. And if I don't take my boots off when I come in from being out in a barn that's got in excess of 40 goats and turkeys and chickens, and you don't know when I'm stepping in, peeps. You don't want to know when I'm stepping in. It's not pretty. So, yeah, I don't want to crawl into bed. I don't want to walk into my tiny space and get it all dirty. So take the boots off, take the shoes off, and sweep every day. You're going to have to sweep or dust or mop or something every single day. Make your bed. Things like that in tiny spaces is important. Just do it. Believe me, it takes me, if I clean this place from top to bottom, it's probably going to take me an hour, and that means I'm going to have to remove every knick-knack in here, every surface that's got anything on it, and clean it. Okay? That actually, for me, could be an all-day job. But for the most part, just dusting a little bit every day, sweeping a little bit every day, making your bed, doing your dishes, what? 10 minutes at a time total? So I maybe got 20, 30 minutes a day that I actually spend doing any real chores or labor in my tiny space. Now, in a bigger space, you can get away with more. You got a bigger space, peeps. But in this, you got to do your due diligence, right? Yes, we know that. And then I may have touched on this previously, but I'm going to hit on it again. Hang it. If you got a tiny space and you can hang things, hang them. I've got hanging lanterns, hanging baskets, made of wicker, made of metal, under the counter storage baskets. Get them, buy them. Go to IKEA, man. IKEA's got these things called, what are those things called? It seems to me like they're called tomes. I forget what they're called. Somebody hit me up and tell me what those things, they're for shoes primarily, but I've seen a lot of people in the RV and camping community on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of their videos, and they're using them to put anything in, next to their beds or what have you. But of course, a lot of people are using them for shoes, but you can use them for a lot more than that. And they hang on the walls, and I think the front of them is predominant. It's real hard canvas or something, and they open up and people slip their shoes down in them. But like I said, you could put magazines in them, you could put cosmetics in them. I actually thought they'd be ideal for cosmetics. But I'm trying to scale down on my cosmetics. I love cosmetics, don't like wasting money, but I have this fabulous sister that lives in Florida that gives me like the best cosmetics that she purchases, and she hooks me up, and I'm not throwing that stuff away. She spends good money on that, and I don't like to buy it, and she has excellent taste, so it works out for me, works out for everybody concerned. The only problem is I really don't have any place to put it, so I look around like, where am I going to put it? It's more makeup, but I probably need it. So I do have a storage unit, because when you live tiny, chances are you might have to have some sort of storage unit, whether it's a little garage, a little storage shed or a garage on your property, or I rent a storage unit. It's a very inexpensive one, and I look at it like this. As long as I live tiny, I'm going to have a storage unit, because unless I want to look like the homeless, lady that lives in her HHR, I'm gonna have to have a storage unit. So moving right along, hang it. If you can hang it, hang it. Oh, I hang my jewelry. Excuse me. Yeah, you get the drift. Mirrors create the illusion of more space. I have a mirror right here, which you can't see because I'm not moving this thing, because the last time I moved this tripod with this beauty light on it, and it's got my cell phone attached. Cell phone flipped off. I had a pair of my favorite reading glasses laying here on the table, and it busted my favorite reading glasses when the phone hit it, and there's just broken glasses everywhere, and it was a disaster. So I'm not touching this thing, okay? I'm not touching this thing. You could pay me to touch this thing. When I set it up, it records. I'm running with it, folks, because I'm not playing with that no more. It's not fun. It's not fun. I don't like electronic devices. I want to make videos. I want to help inform. I want to contribute to the tiny house community and tiny space community and whatever you call it. Camping for campers, tiny spaces are tiny spaces. And yes, I live in a tiny space. It's not technically a tiny house because it's on wheels. It's technically what? A trailer, a camper, a gypsy wagon, a buggy. I call it all kinds of things. It doesn't matter. But the one thing it is that's universal across the board is it is a tiny space. Okay? So we can agree on that. We can, squabble over semantics till the turkeys out there, crow, which they don't. Oh, the roosters crow. The turkeys gobble. I don't know. Maybe the roosters are gobbling. I don't know. I don't care. I don't ask questions. Okay. So, mirrors create illusion of more space and divide and conquer. You can, if you have a tiny space, believe it or not, you just don't want it to look like a big box. So use bookshelves and things that kind of break the room up, divide it. Area rugs are fantastic. Like if you have a makeup space, put a tiny little fluffy rug right there under the table and where the chair is to create a different space. It gives the illusion of a space. And because you don't want it to look just like a warehouse or a box. Even if it's a tiny space, it's still going to look, well, I mean, come on. Come on. Walk into a shed that has nothing in it. How pretty is that? It's not. It's not visually appealing. It's not enticing. It's not welcoming. It doesn't make you feel good to be in it. You're just standing there in a big 10 by 12, 8 by 10, 6 by 8 space going, I can't see myself in this. But once you start adding all of the elements, lights, rugs, furniture, paintings, lights, someday we'll just cover lights alone. To me, lighting's everything. Although I do have a sister-in-law whom I love dearly. She cray-cray, but I love her dearly. She wants to be in total darkness. Her concept of living tiny would be, cave-like. Well, that's cool too. I don't want to live in a cave. I want the light to flood in. And it is right now. But I'm over here in the front part of my horse trailer. There's no windows here. I wish there was. That's not going to happen. But I have 6 windows down there. But unfortunately, I don't have a table down there or a comfy place to talk to you peeps. So everything's up here, and it's going to stay up here as I implement my father's Virginian accent. Here. He always said here. And yes, enhance the light. Like I just said, whatever you can do to bring light into your space, it's going to create a sense of spaciousness and airiness. And, oh man, I think light is everything. Light is absolutely everything. And, well, you guys, I could go on and on and on. And I will hit on this some more. I use my Kindle Fire HD for my cheat sheet. Take notes and go from there. But while you're here, please thumbs up, comment on, thumbs up. Let's do this again. Okay. Wish I could have a retake. Thumbs up, come on. Thumbs up, comment on, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I need subscribers. I've subscribed to everyone. I need people to subscribe back to me because I'm a widow now on a limited income. And yeah, I do YouTube videos because I'm passionate about sharing knowledge and helping other people as they have helped me. And, you know, come on, man. It's a way to also make a little money so they live a little better. What? Who's got a problem with that? Okay? So may Christ bless each and every one of you most abundantly. And until next time, I'll catch you on the flip-flop.